Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Mosaic Travel Design channel, and welcome to another episode of Now Boarding, where we discuss the latest travel news and industry updates. My name is Laura, and on the last episode we talked about Europe trying to reopen before summer. We talked about cruising trying to get restarted, and we also showed some amazing pictures of the new Disney ship, the Disney Wish. So if you missed last episode, go ahead and check that out. But with all that said, let's go ahead and jump into the topics we have to talk about today. Alright, so on this episode we have so much to cover. A lot of countries are reopening, changing their restrictions, and cruising is going to be a big topic today because we have a lot of new updates for you. So first off, I want to go ahead and talk about Italy. Italy is planning to reopen in the second half of June. So a lot of European countries are trying to open before summer travel, and it looks like that's going to happen. We're seeing Greece even planning to open as of May 15th. They want to be open to all international travelers, so they're trying to get ahead of summer travel, but it looks like Italy is trying to open in the second half of June. So they are hoping to introduce a national green pass in the second half of May to help facilitate domestic travel across the country, and then in the second half of June they want to introduce a European green pass to be able to restart international travel safely. So Italy has been easing down on their COVID-19 restrictions as of April 26th. They have a 4-tier color-coded system across the 20 regions, and right now they are kind of in the more lenient yellow and white zone. So that is some great positive news, and hopefully that they, if they continue along this path, they can definitely open by mid-June. So that is some exciting news. The next bit of news we have is in relation to the Bahamas, some Caribbean travel. So the Bahamas is waiving their testing requirements for vaccinated travelers. So if you are fully vaccinated, you won't have to undergo any testing before or after arrival into the Bahamas. So let's see what they say here. They're making it even easier. They're waiving all pre-travel testing requirements for anyone who is fully vaccinated. And to be considered fully vaccinated, you do need your 2 shots and then wait 2 weeks after your 2nd shot. So that's really exciting to see a little bit more of the restrictions, calming down a bit, and you're still vaccinated, so it should still be safe to travel. So if you are unvaccinated, you are still allowed to travel to the Bahamas. You just need to show proof of a negative COVID PCR test taken no more than 5 days before arriving. And then children under 10 are also exempt from this testing. So that's another exciting bit of news that I wanted to share with you before we get into all of our cruising updates. So here we go. Cruise travel is looking to return to the Caribbean and Mexico this summer. And there's a lot of different restrictions for each different cruise line, so we're going to try to cover that as quickly as possible today. This is so exciting. I honestly really didn't think that cruising would be able to start this soon. I thought maybe more in the fall or winter months, or even into 2022. So this is exciting. The cruise industry is working heavily with the CDC to make sure that everything is done safely for all the crew and all the passengers. So let's go ahead and see what they have to say here. So at the end of April, the CDC really wanted to commit to seeing cruise operations resuming by midsummer. So it's looking like they're going to be able to do that. The restart of the U.S. cruise ports is hinged upon crew and passenger vaccination rates. We talked about this in a previous episode, where 98% of the crew needs to be vaccinated and 95% of the travelers and passengers need to be fully vaccinated to be allowed on board. So with that, they are doing some simulation voyages to test out new health and safety protocols, which I think is such a great idea. Make sure everything's in place before they start. They will follow a detailed multi-point process. And then once again, the cruise lines will begin boarding guests this summer at the U.S. ports. I know Florida is going to be so excited about that, and hopefully Alaska will be able to get in on this action for their summer cruising season. So the cruise industry is gearing up to restart. They were already gearing up to restart at some Caribbean ports. So since they weren't allowed to cruise out of the US right away, they were starting to plan itineraries to cruise out of Caribbean ports. So we'll see what they decide to do now that the US ports are hopefully opening up. All right, so let's see. So they're trying to get their ships back in the US ports, prepare for service, and do those simulation voyages. I know they have a lot to do. I believe the crew also has to be quarantined for 2 weeks before they allow passengers on board as well. Let's go ahead and talk about Oceania Cruises is also announcing their restart of cruise in August of 2021, so just a little bit later in the summer, but still a positive update. Oceania Cruises is really known for their destination-focused itineraries as well as their culinary itineraries and their culinary restaurants on board. They're huge into that, and so they are hoping to open in August, begin sailings to Scandinavia and Western Europe with their cruise ship Marina. Her schedule is looking to start on August 29th in Copenhagen. So that's some exciting news. They do have a lot of sail-safe protocols, of course, in place before they get started to make sure that they can welcome everybody back safely. And let's see, yeah, that's so exciting. Okay, perfect. And then let's go ahead and talk about some other cruise lines that are looking to start sailing and what their requirements are on board. The biggest one is that a lot of these cruise lines are requiring passengers to be fully vaccinated before they can board. So let's go through this list really quickly and see what's going on with each cruise line. So the CDC is allowing the cruises to start as soon as July, as long as 95% of the people on board are fully vaccinated, which I just mentioned. So let's go ahead and start. So Celebrity Cruise Lines, let's see what they're planning on doing. They plan to return to Europe and the Caribbean starting this June with vaccinated Americans along for the ride. The crew and guests must be older than 18. They'll be required to be vaccinated, and those under the age of 18 must provide a negative PCR test result. Crystal Cruises plans to resume its river cruises in May and its ocean sailings in June. All adult passengers need to be fully vaccinated at least 14 days before their booked cruise. Guests and crew will be required to have a negative COVID-19 test before each cruise, and they will be subject to temperature checks prior to boarding, and their onboard masking policy will be in place. For Norwegian Cruise Lines, they will require all crew and passengers to be fully vaccinated at least 2 weeks prior to embarkation. Crew and guests will be tested, and unvaccinated minors will not be allowed to board. That's a big one. A lot of people are talking about, will children be allowed on cruise lines? And here with Norwegian, the latest update is that unvaccinated minors will not be allowed to board. Initial sailings with Norwegian will operate at 60% capacity, and they will ramp up by 20% every 30 days. Let's see, Royal Caribbean, they're going to resume Mexico and Caribbean in June, and then through August, the cruise line will require all crew and adult passengers to be fully vaccinated. Passengers under 18 may join if they have a negative test result. We have Virgin Voyages, which was supposed to debut last year with their very first sailing on the Scarlet Lady. This is an adult-only cruise line, very new to the industry. They are going to be requiring passengers and crew to be vaccinated prior to boarding, and they're hoping to launch in July. And then last but not least, we have Windstar, which will return to the Caribbean and Mediterranean this June at reduced capacity, and guests will need to be fully vaccinated 2 weeks before the departure and provide a negative test to board. So hopefully that answers some of your questions about which cruise lines are opening, what some of their restrictions are. Again, these restrictions can always change, so definitely check with your travel agent before you book and before you head to the airport and get boarding, to make sure that you know exactly what is going on and what the latest news is. But that is the update as of now with the cruise lines. It's so exciting to see them coming back, and the big takeaway is you must be fully vaccinated to board at the very least, and some are still requiring negative tests as well. So again, definitely check with your travel agent to make sure that you know the latest protocols for your cruise line if you are hoping to cruise this summer. And speaking of Virgin Voyages, I wanted to show you a few pictures of their private beach club. These pictures just came out, and so I wanted to share them with you because it looks amazing. It looks so pretty. And Virgin Voyages, like I mentioned, is an adult-only cruise line, and they were actually supposed to launch their very first itinerary last year in 2020. Obviously that didn't work out, but they are now hoping to launch this summer. So I wanted to talk about it a little bit. So Virgin Voyages Beach Club at Bimini, this is Sir Richard Branson's cruise line, and it has yet to take its maiden voyage. It's hoping to start this summer, but they are just putting some finishing touches on their beach club, which is on the island of Bimini near the Bahamas. This Caribbean-bound Virgin Voyage sailing will make a stop at the beach club and allow guests to disembark for a day of sunbathing, swimming, and partying. So this is the exclusive look at the luxurious destination. It looks absolutely amazing. Bimini is the closest Caribbean island to the United States. It's 50 miles east of Miami. It's only 7 miles long, and the island is known for their amazing white sand beaches and also water activities like snorkeling. It looks just absolutely amazing, like the perfect destination post-pandemic to travel to. They have some splash zones, a lagoon-style pool at the center of the beach club, some hammock groves, beach loungers, along with some beachside and poolside cabanas that are available to rent while you're there. The sailing is all-inclusive, and all the food and drinks at this beach club are complimentary as well. They have locally sourced ingredients on their menu, including a conch and mango salad, banana leaf wrapped queen snapper, and a rum cake. That sounds delicious. Let's see, there's 6 different bars scattered across the property, and they serve up cocktails and more. There's some hanging chairs that allow you to dip your toes in the water while you're at the bar sipping on your drink. They also have a really wonderful design. It was designed by Miami-based architects using really natural and sustainable materials and subtle earth tones. And there's something for everyone here. It is designed to entertain guests from day to night and give them a lot of different options depending on their activity level. So if you want a quiet spot by the ocean to practice yoga and meditation, you've got that, versus some high energy areas where you want to participate in some sand sports like volleyball. There's a sports shack for gear for water activities like kayaking that are available for rent. So there's definitely lots to do. And for those that know about Virgin Voyages, there are the Rockstar Suites on board. So if you're staying in one of those amazing suites, you can definitely get some VIP treatment at the beach club with access to a dedicated bar, complimentary food service, an outdoor terrace lounge, sun loungers, and beach cabanas. That's another great reason to book the Rockstar Suites. There's a DJ at the island that will lead a pool party, and some more acoustic performances that are a little bit more mellow for beach bonfire at sunset. And there's just so much to do. This is so exciting. And let's see, there are also boating and snorkeling activities, as well as some wreck diving. Off the beaten path, there's a shipwrecked vessel just a few miles off the coast. So if you're really into some adventuring and you want to go check that out, that would be so fun. And the Virgin Voyages first ship, I think I mentioned this, is the Scarlet Lady. It was announced on January 2019 and it was supposed to sail from Miami for the Caribbean on April 1st, 2020, which didn't happen, but it is hoping to set sail this year. And they already have announced their second ship named the Valiant Lady. This is hoping to sail 3 different itineraries out of Barcelona, Spain. Their third ship, the Resilient Lady, was just announced and its home port will be in Athens, Greece, offering some 7-night itineraries across the Mediterranean, and those are hoping to start in 2020. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all these pictures. This looks like a gorgeous place to relax in the Caribbean and the Bahamas and just enjoy yourself and enjoy your time on this cruise. So I'm really excited to hear if you're interested in cruising with Virgin Voyages and what you think of their new private island beach club. Alright everyone, so those are all the updates that I have for you today. Be sure to stay tuned for the next episode of Now Boarding, where we will discuss the latest travel news and industry updates. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and I'll talk to you later. Bye!